so I hear y'all.
Yeah!
Let's bring him up. I popped his cherry a couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
Well, not
Thank
literally.
you, Father
Not
Moose.
literally. Not literally. But the preparation is up, y'all. Let's bring up Andy Schmier.
Woo! Schmier. Sorry.
I was going to say Andy. I know. Yeah.
Hey, even though we were told not to say, hey, how's everybody doing tonight? But how's everybody doing tonight?
Woo!
I do this. Obviously, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm a bartender, and anyway, let's do this. And I'm 37 years old, and I don't know if anybody works in the restaurant business, but when you are in the business, you work with mainly like 22-year-old single moms. And but I like to like interact with my coworkers. I like to, and I have like a goofy mind, and I just like want to like communicate because it's people that you see all the time. You see them more than your family, and so I'm talking to this girl one day, and I said, "Hey, let's have like a contest. Let's like list all the states that we've had sex in, and see who wins, who has the most." And so we get done doing it. She one of the states that she wrote down was Louisville, and I don't think I have to tell you guys this, but she was blonde. Masturbation. I'm gonna get this out of the way. I've only been doing this for a few weeks, and actually one of my buddies like critiques my stuff, and he said maybe stay away from the masturbation jokes. And I kind of took that as like a backhanded compliment. But so anyway, when I masturbate sometimes, I wonder if while I'm doing it, my dead relatives are looking down on me. And so it makes it weird sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'm not gonna jack off tonight. I was hungry the other day, and I went to Penn Station, and I ordered my food, and I'm sitting up front, and there's two coworkers talking about, they're having a conversation, and they're talking about video games. And it kind of like it intrigues me, and so I, excuse me, I like chime in. I'm like, hey, you guys talking about video games? And they're like, yeah, do you like playing video games? And I'm like, no, I'm not a fucking nerd. But actually, I am a nerd, and we talked about video games for like 10 minutes. But I'm sure we all know somebody, whether it's a friend, a coworker, an acquaintance that we come across and randomly think, you are stupid as hell. Like, how have you not randomly killed yourself? You are the reason that they make warning labels on like Pop-Tarts. And I think that all the time. I don't know if you guys do, but I think it every day. And when I get done with that thought, I just finished brushing my teeth and then hop in the shower. I recently had to meet my lawyer to sign some paperwork, and we decided to meet at a Starbucks. And I get there early, he's not there yet, so I go stand in line, and I'm standing in front of course, like the typical like spokesmodel for Starbucks, like little 22-year-old blonde chick, like, she's Snapchatting or whatever, and she's like, what are you gonna get? And I'm like, I'm just gonna get a coffee. And she's like, oh my God, that's so dumb, that's so boring. And so she's like, you should get something different. Like, there's all that, like, she starts listing off all the stuff. And so I just turn and I push her on the ground and I rip off one of her Ugg boots and just hit her in the face with it. And like right at that moment, my lawyer walked in and I felt like that was good because I just committed assault. Tattoos. Does anybody here have a tattoo? Yeah. Woo! Tattoos. And so one of my best friends of 10 years, when we first started becoming friends, we're like, like drunk one night, like, man, we're gonna get tattoos. We're gonna always remember each other. We're gonna be friends for life. And so one day we did go get tattoos, and her last name is Bell. I have a bell tattooed on my arm. And she got this is a true story. I'll show you the picture if you guys don't believe me. On her right butt cheek, my last name. And she was dating a guy at the time, and still is. And he comes into work one day to get lunch, and he's sitting there, and he calls me over. I said, "What's up, dude?" And he just looks me in the eye, and then he looks down at the bar, and he's just shaking his head. And I know exactly why he's doing that, because every time he's fucking her from behind, he has to see my last name on her right butt cheek. And so when when he goes to pull out, I just wonder, I have a fucked up mind. When he pulls out, where does he come? Like, does he come on my name? Does he come on her back? Like, I'm like over the last 10 years, how many times has my last name been jizzed on? I went downtown last week, and I'm walking back to my car, and there was a homeless guy. He wanted some change or whatever, and I was like, honestly, man, I don't have any. Like, I usually will throw him whatever change I have, and he's like, oh, wait. He pulls out his smartphone with one of those like square like swipe strips. He's like, I take plastic too. And I was like, fuck it. Like, I gave you $5 for the ingenuity. Like, these guys are really progressing. One day I was at work, and I go to the bathroom, and there's a little, he's like a 5-year-old kid, and he's by himself. We're the only 2 people in the restroom, and he's got his pants pulled up, but he doesn't have the zipper pulled up. And he's like, "Mister, will you help me? Will you help me zip up my zipper?" And I was like, "Fuck you, kid!" I Heisman'd him. Like, I'm not being part of this like Me Too shit. Like, no. Like, I ran out of the bathroom. But so I'll end on this, guys. I have a son. He's 6. He's awesome, and he loves playing outside. And one thing he likes to do is play soccer. And so the other day we were kicking the ball back and forth, and he's making up all these rules, like, "Daddy, I kick it past you, and I get a point, but you have to kick it like in this like goalie over here." And so I let him win, but he starts talking shit. He gets up 7-0, and I was like, "Fuck this, I'm competitive." So I start kicking it into the goalie or wherever it was, and so I'm like, screw this. I'm blasting this ball. I'm gonna kick it into the woods where he's gonna have to go get it because he's talking shit. And I kick it and I blast it, and it freaking Pele trajectory into his face. And I mean, I thought I was like, I just killed my son with a soccer ball. And so I could run it up. I have that compassion. But also, just in my messed up mind, I'm like, that's what you fucking get for talking shit. So I try to teach my life lesson. And guys, hey, thanks for putting up with me. Hey, Moose, thank you so much. All the comedians, you guys are great. And you guys have a great night.
Keep it going.